Hello, everyone. I just wanted to give you a weekly update. I'm here with Will, and hey, he's getting close to he and Christina having that baby come along. I know you're excited about that.
Any day now.
With all this pandemic going on and all the other stuff that's been happening, we're excited for you and you and Christina. It'll be a great time for you all. I wanted to tell you a little bit about what some of the things that are coming up as we move into the future. Bishop Taylor has, to this point, made a decision to keep our churches closed and all activities at the church are discontinued at this time. Now, we will let you know at some point in the future when those plans will change and those restrictions will be lifted somewhat. But I also want you to know this, that I'm working with our staff and with our executive team to come up with a plan that we will phase in worship and other activities along the way. And so we'll have that to you within the next couple of weeks. Right now, though, we are going to worship online on May the 10th and also May the 17th. I know Mother's Day is coming up and it's a big day. Find creative ways to worship with your moms or those who have been your grandmoms. Maybe it's your dad filling both those positions and being a mom to you along the way. So find ways to celebrate with them. We're looking forward to doing that. I wanted to remind you that as we move through this time, we appreciate what y'all are doing, your cards and your notes, your letters to us. We are trying to do the best we can to provide creative and healthy worship for you. But we also want to know when you come back to worship, it will be on a limited basis. We already know that. There will be limited spots available. And face coverings will not be optional. I want to say that out front. I want to get that message out very clearly. We're not trying to infringe on anybody's individual rights, but we're trying to model what Christ would want us to be compassionate to others and not do harm to others. So we're going to continue to make sure you hear that message. When you do come back for a small meeting or some kind of worship experience, face coverings will not be optional. And I hope you understand that, and I know that you'll, being the people you are from First Centenary, you will follow along with that. So we wanted to also take a moment to update you on some programs, and I'm going to let Pastor Will share a little bit of that for us today.
Yeah, so we may not be meeting in the church, but that doesn't mean ministry is still not happening.
Absolutely.
Every week, Troy and Sarah are hosting devotions for the youth, and they're engaging with them on Instagram and other social media platforms. Beth actually sends out to the kids a Sunday school where they're able to interact, and a parent sent Beth and I a video of their kids in front of the TV dancing and singing and praising during Sunday school as they learned their lesson, just like they would in Sunday school here in person. And it's been neat to hear stories of Jeff and Rachel as they're interacting with our college students who are now away from Chattanooga back home, and they're staying connected and still building those relationships. Mary Gray has told us stories of how they're continuing to interact with the kids in the Centenary and helping them end the school year strong, even though they're doing online learning. Right. And they're setting up plans for different options of what the Centenary Summer Program could look like, whether that happens in person or off campus, and how we can continue to invest in the lives of those kids as we have for the last 50 some years. I know that Tanya's in conversation with the state board and is in conversation with us weekly about when to reopen, and that information will be dispersed to you as soon as it's available. But she's staying in contact with her families and are excited to have those kids back to be a part of our physical family here at First Centenary. So we may not be on campus, but ministry is still happening in a vital and an impactful way.
Right, and I think that Phyllis is working with the singles programs, and they're doing some wonderful things. We were thinking about, we have some of our custodial staff here, they're cleaning away and trying to prepare for when we do open in the future, whenever day that is. And we do not know when that is yet, but when it comes, we want to be ready for that. Also wanted to take a moment to tell you a little bit about the Easter offering. Talked to Cindy and some of the staff this week. We moved funds to help someone repair a roof this week. We have provided funds for people with groceries this week for the food bank, and we've also paid for, I think, 8 to 10 electric bills just this week. And I just want to thank you for that. If you wanted to ask where we are financially, we're holding our own. We're doing as well as I would expect us to be doing right now, and it's because of your generosity with that, and that giving and willing to help us to help others. We want to continue our ministries, and we are so glad. Will and I were talking the other day. There's no place we'd rather be, and wanted to let you know also that Barry has been out doing things that Barry does so well. He has been working with the Hispanic population. I think they served over 80 meals this past week. Also have been working with the food that you have donated, that have provided for the homeless population, and providing for those that are living out in the community that need assistance. So Barry's been knocking on some doors and helping in that regard, and some tents and helping in that regard. We also want to give you an update on Linda. She has been at home and been making calls from home. She's getting close to retirement. We will not have a retirement as usual in June, but we're working on a way that we can have her say goodbye to you, and also maybe late in summer have her come back and we can give her a good send-off that First Centenary is used to. Going back to think about worship for a second, we're introducing a new thing, and I wanted Will to tell you about it and share a little bit of that. Before he does, I just wanted to say a word of thanks. Will be out for a couple of weeks and doing baby duty. We hope and be a part of that great experience. We want to thank Jeff and those who were working in the Vine that have been providing the music. Also want to thank Jan and David for all their work in the Nave. They have just been fantastic. And our TV crews, our sound people, everyone that's helped put this whole thing together to give you an enriching and fruitful worship experience. Will, tell us a little bit about what we're introducing.
Yeah. So one of the things when we're together in worship, we would pass an attendance pad or pass an offering plate. We had the ability to put prayer request cards in the offering plate or in one of the prayer boxes around the church. And so we wanted to create a mobile platform for folks to feel welcome and for us to offer that welcome to those that are worshiping digitally. And so on our website, firstcentenary.com/mobile welcome, you'll find that all three of those things are right there for you. There's a place for you to share your attendance and who's worshiping with you, to share an email address or a phone number, and to let us know if you need contact or you would like information on a class, a place for you to share prayer requests that will go to your pastoral staff so that we can be praying for you and with you around certain topics or situations. And then also a link to our online giving. One of our actions in worship is the giving of our tithes and offerings. And we may not be able to be physically present to give those in an offering plate, but we can still do so digitally. And so we've combined all of those into a mobile welcome site and wanted to make sure that that was drawn to your attention. There'll be a link to that in the words above in this video.
Thank you, Will. Almost forgot, we were talking about face coverings earlier. United Methodist Women are asking for anyone that wants to help. We sent out an email yesterday. If you want to help with face coverings and make one for others who don't have any when they come, and they'll be available for them, that'd be a great thing to do while you're at home. I mean, how often can you go to the refrigerator? I mean, or watch some rerun of Friends or something like that. So, worship online, May the 10th, and at least May the 17th. We'll let you know and more as we know, but you need to be prepared for that and just be aware of that. Thank you again for what you do and what you are doing. Be safe and know that God is in the midst of all this. There are some creative things that are happening and some good things are happening. And our responsibility as the people of God is to show the world that amidst all the trials and tribulations, that there is still light amidst the darkness, that there's still hope, and that we are people of grace and goodness and kindness. So go out there today and be loving and gracious. Anything else, Will?
See you soon.
All right. See you all Sunday.